and I would say as every week, but it's not true because last week we didn't have a Minuttia live event. But as every week or every other week or whenever we feel that we want to run this, we are discussing things that we, highlights of the week, things that we saw and we liked, or things that we, think we should discuss. And Zach, assuming everything, runs smoothly and you're ready, we can get started with the agenda you have prepared for today.
Sure,
let's get into it.
Ready to go. As George mentioned, this one was in the second week, and we didn't keep our schedule, the weekly one, because I feel that while things changing rapidly and many things we can discuss are coming through, but I believe that it's better if we found everything and keep it concise in one bi-weekly event, except if we found something that interesting that we need to make a live right away. But let's get into today's agenda. Let me share my screen. So here we are. The first topic that we would like to discuss is about LLM referral traffic, and this is a topic proposed by George. Here is the LinkedIn post written by our friend and owner of Flow agency, Viola Eva. She actually wrote this post. George, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so if Viola is watching, hi Viola. I saw Viola's post last week, I guess, and what he's saying here is that they, together with Kevin Indig, they track the referral traffic that comes from LLMs, right? And they do it for 26 B2B SaaS websites. And some of these websites are from Kevin Indig, some of them are from Flow Agency. And what you see here is that the traffic is increasing, right? Can you scroll up a bit? I just wanted to see if
Sure.
if she mentions. I'm just AI search. So what this shows us, and by the way, this is something that we get from and we hear from our clients as well, is that the referral traffic that these 26 websites get is increasing, and it's not it's getting referral traffic from LLMs is getting increasingly important. Of course, we don't have data as to how this traffic behaves and converts and interacts with the website and whatnot. However, I remember another post by, I think it was Tim Sulo of Ahrefs, who mentioned that they could attribute a few thousand new users coming from ChatGPT. This was self-reported attribution, of course, which I would summarize, and I will close with this, shows us the trend of LLM traffic increasing, and depending on the website, depending on the industry, depending on the audience, and whether this audience uses these tools to search for stuff online, it may become a big part or a somewhat significant part, considerable part of a website's overall traffic. So that's pretty much it, and I guess unless you have any comments to add, we can move on to the next point.
Sure thing. So the second point is about something that we are working on, and we have adapted our content strategy approach and framework and everything over the years. And I believe that this one is replicated more the search features and capabilities from other platforms that existed at this point. And as you can see, this is part of our content strategy that our team is working on. Antonis could be better. We could be better to discuss about these things.
If I could
But
share my
as you
screen, I have a few
Sure.
things to say here.
Sure thing,
So I don't know if I can share. I guess
Yes,
I
George,
can.
go
Yeah,
on.
I can. So let me share my screen with you all. So again, this is part of a bigger trend and something that we've been discussing for a while, both internally and also sharing in webinars on LinkedIn and whatnot. So let's say you search for something like how to build a website, right? You can see the AI overview here, which is a feature like a feature snippet of sorts. And it's even better actually because it features different sources, and it has citations here and whatnot. But beyond that, beyond the AI overview, you get the first couple of search results. Then you get the people also ask section. Then you get Reddit, of course, with answers and threads that go as back as 2019 for this particular search. Then you get videos, right? Then you get discussions and forums. Then you get some more, a couple actually, search results and what people are saying. Another search feature, Quora, and so on and so on, right? So basically, what's happening here is that the experience has drastically changed. And I think that it will change and evolve. That's just the beginning, right? And this shows us this simple search engine results page shows us how diverse the content is on the SERP, and thus the fact that creating just a single piece of content won't cut it. It's not enough. Okay, and so as you can see here, we have these search results, which is great, but they come obviously from very big brands like Wix, Canva, and whatnot. But we have all these other content formats in the form of features like videos, like people also saying like discussions and forums and so on, right? And so we thought that it's not realistic anymore, regardless of how big the brand may be, to include, let's say we want to target a specific keyword or topic or however you want to call it, doesn't matter. It's not realistic anymore to set the expectation like for our clients that a piece of content is enough to get some real estate somewhere at the top, ideally, of the search results. We need to attack each topic or keyword from different standpoints, and by standpoints I mean with different content formats, right? And of course, to do that, we need to have one main content piece that we can then repurpose into these other formats, right? Or it could also be that, we need to create different pieces that are specific to that, like channel or medium. And we are not going to share everything, of course, on how our templates look like and what is included in here. That's maybe something we can discuss in a different live or webinar. But what we did is that we added 2 sections to our content briefing template with SERP features, so that we are all aware of the fact that it's not just blue links in this SERP. It's also videos, it's also Reddit, it's also Quora, it's also sections like forums and discussions or what people are saying. We also see TikTok videos or Instagram videos or YouTube videos or Medium articles or LinkedIn Pulse articles and so on, right? And thus, since we see these things, we need to at least suggest, regardless of whether they will follow this suggestion, we need to at least, make sure that our clients are aware of that fact. Plus, from that, we need to communicate that we need to repurpose the piece of content into these other formats, again, because it's not, it's as I heard the other day on a webinar, it's interconnected search. It's not one-dimensional and binary like 0, 1. We insert the input, which is a piece of content, and we get the output, which is, a high position in the SERP. So we adjusted our content briefing templates, but before that, when we do, content strategy, when we built the content strategy for a client, part of what we do is what we call keyword research. Nothing new in terms of like the term, but the way we do it, of course, differs. And we added a few things to account for all of these things we are discussing. Like, for example, this keyword, we need to we need to cover through a new page, yes, but we also need to repurpose with a Reddit post or Quora post or Medium article, TikTok video, YouTube video, and so on. And so these are the kinds of changes that we apply. Let me stop sharing my screen. These are the kind of changes we apply. And again, all of that in the context of things have drastically changed over the last year. And it's not realistic to expect that just by, creating a piece of content and hitting publish, we will get, we will arrive at the desired outcome, whatever that may be, traffic or, pipeline generation, signups, and so on.
Yes, totally. And in addition to what we discussed already about the approach of the search, that everything that's changing, that's also the next topic that we'll discuss, and this is about Reddit answers. As it seems, Reddit is launching this new capability. It seems like it's their AI featured. And Antonis from our team wrote an interesting post about it to discuss it. And it seems that they are launching their functionality where you can find answers through their subreddits, and they have countless of discussions and many inputs there. So this is another channel and another touch point added to the journey of a user trying to find something on search. And George, I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? Basically, you covered a few things before about our content strategy.
Sure, I think that may be a play that possibly, I would see this play out in two ways. The first is, of course, to add value to Reddit users by giving them the option to search inside Reddit while on Reddit. And the second way this could play out is make Google's help work easier. How Google is already featuring Reddit heavily on its search results, and it basically curates results based on its own understanding of what's the best content for this particular query. Now imagine if these like search results from Reddit's internal search engine, imagine if these were directly shared in Google search results as the answer to a specific thing that people are searching for, right? It's in a way it's competitive, it's competing to against Google, but it also makes Google's life and work easier by not having to curate all these different threads, and relying on the search results pages or a curation of these pages. I'm not sure if they will have this index, by the way, because that will most likely result in a very big rapid increase in their indexable content. But from what we understand, Reddit has a different sort of relationship with Google, so I wouldn't be surprised. And that would again make Google's job much easier when it comes to featuring Reddit as part of the search results.
Yes, and in my honest opinion, I believe that Google want to avoid featuring things and evaluating things when it comes to opinionated stuff, and Reddit is all about opinionated stuff and comments and what people are thinking. So I'm not sure if Google want to feature basically in the first search results what are the people thinking and not the actual facts and the answers that they are looking for. So I believe it works both ways, that both companies could benefit and take advantage of it. So let's see how it will work. And last but not least, we will discuss the mainstream and trend topic of the previous week, that is about HubSpot's traffic drop. Everyone discussed about it. It's a trendy topic on LinkedIn and everyone knows about it. And I want to also discuss a few things and your perspective, George, because you wrote a post, but it wasn't directly about HubSpot, but it was a message when it comes to our marketing approach and perspective. And I wanted to hear your thoughts about that.
Sure. So I learned about it, I think it was Minuttia from our team who told me about this HubSpot screenshot and the fact that I should talk about it and write a post. And obviously my post didn't do as well as the original post or subsequent posts from other people or commenting on it. But I think it was during the weekend I had one team lead over for dinner here at my house, and he asked me whether we operate in a high-risk environment, and I was, yeah, of course, obviously we do, and this is a real threat, but it's also a challenge, but it's also a great opportunity, right? The problem is that the moment, or you could see this period as a great opportunity, or you could just find yourself stuck on the fact that it's a big challenge and we simply can't do. Everything is more difficult, everything is getting more expensive, and so on, right? And when we find difficulties, face significant challenges, one of the things we do, that's not me saying that's human psychology, is that we find a way out of that, an escape, right? And I think the fact that you or people in general on LinkedIn last week decided to, as I mentioned on the post, eat popcorn while reading negative comments about HubSpot, instead of focusing on the real opportunity ahead of us, speaks of how obviously distracted marketers are, but also how disoriented and not focused they are, right? I think that the real opportunity is, as I mentioned in that post, the fact that marketing departments are under a lot of stress and pressure, and they are challenged by their leadership to find solutions when there are no easy answers. And I think that instead of focusing on something as mundane as HubSpot's loss of traffic for emoji keywords, we should instead focus on, what can we do to leverage that opportunity, right? Because as I mentioned in that post, this is a very complicated and dynamic environment. You have rising CACs, you have really no alternatives to Google search, or like a few alternatives that are getting more and more expensive, and you have mediocre marketing with no creativity at best, and people can like visit my profile and read the post, because I don't remember, I can't remember everything I wrote in there, but the bottom line is, this screenshot was blown out of proportion with no reason, if you ask me, because what it does is that it creates a perception over where things are heading without, like adding context as to, what traffic we're talking about. Traffic loss, what kind of traffic was lost? Is it relevant to HubSpot the business? What was the impact, negative I suppose, that it had to HubSpot business? Because if you take a look at HubSpot the business, which is also, by the way, something you can easily do because it's a public company, and thus they report quarterly on everything that happens to the business, you will see that there was no negative impact from the lost traffic from their blog, right? But I think that screenshots like this without context, and that are created mostly for the sake of virality and whatnot, they don't do good in the SEO industry. Because let me tell you what happens after someone sees, let's say, a mid-level marketer, manager sees a post like this on LinkedIn. They feel frustrated, sometimes even terrified, because they rely on organic search for, like hitting their KPIs, right? And what they do is that they will go internally, either to their team or their agency, and they will seek answers, right? What are we doing? Should we cut it? Should we allocate our resources somewhere else? What I'm trying to say and get to is that these kinds of posts don't help, and they don't advance the conversation around where things are heading. They are created primarily with the objective of virality, which is okay, by the way, right? As long as it's clear that this is what I'm trying to achieve here, but they don't help, because the SEO industry, or the SEO channel, if you want to label it as a channel, gets a bad rep, and then there is negativity that's getting recycled online about it, and this negativity, either you like it or not, and I'm not I'm not trying to overstate anything or over dramatize. This negativity has a real impact on humans, on people's lives, right? So I would expect, or I would like people to be a bit more responsible when publishing such things online and talk about things. And also, even though I'm not surprised, obviously, by people, celebrating HubSpot's traffic loss as if, it means anything again. Instead, I think they should steer their focus and energy and time into leveraging this opportunity, which is a very big one. The analogy I shared and I will close with that, the analogy I shared on LinkedIn was, marketers right now are in the Amazon River, and they don't have a compass with them. So do you want to help them find their way, or spend your time on LinkedIn cheering up because HubSpot lost traffic for an emoji keyword.
That's right, and I believe that we reached our time because we want to keep it as concise as possible. And the next one will be probably by 13th of February. As I said, it will be 2 weeks ahead because we want to prepare everything and keep it as simple as possible. But if we have something more important, we may do one more next week. George, anything to share, something to promote?
No, I think we discussed everything. For people who are watching this, go sign up at growthwaves.com, our newsletter. We share great content there, things that you will not find on LinkedIn. And yeah, if you're interested in learning more about Minuttia, minuttia.com, /T, go check us out. And thank you very much for tuning in. And we have many things coming up in the following weeks, so stay tuned for more content. Thank you, Zach, and to everyone who joined. Thank you.